If you're just starting out as a professional healer, or maybe you're just thinking about starting to charge for your light work, then self-doubt is something that you will experience at some time. Today I want to talk about what you can do to feel more supported, to feel more confident in both a practical way, in a very physical way, and in a non-physical way, in an energetic or spiritual way. And this is something that I can totally relate to, because even though I've been helping friends, family, work colleagues, the people around me for many years, giving them different perspectives on the world, helping them to connect with their inner wisdom, even helping them heal trauma in some cases, this is the first time that I'm bringing this information to a wider audience. But the reason why I've decided to do this and to start this project is because I felt this very strong urge, this very strong push from the universe that this information needs to be out there, that I need to connect with people on a wider scale. Now look at me, I'm nearly 45 years old. I might be called a late starter in that sense, but for me it's the perfect timing. And so I feel like you also need to respect, honor that nudge from the universe, but also not be naive to think that you're going to earn, loads of money right off the bat. Might be the case. It might be incredibly the case that that's what happens for you. But I think it's important to also be practical and to understand that this is a process. It's a learning process, because not only are you offering your services to the public, you're also learning how to run a business. It's real world shit. So creating a support system while you're starting out, connecting regularly with that inner wisdom to get guidance and not get lost in all of the information that there is out there that can really take us off our path. And just to have those things in place, that means that when we do have those moments of self-doubt, that we can say to ourselves, it's okay because I have this in place. I can reconnect to my heart, to that deeper wisdom, my intuition, and receive confirmation. But what do I mean by being practical? So for me, starting out this business, it's been very important for me to not give up my full-time income. Now this can't work for everybody, because some people are forced to give up work and that's why they start their practice. I understand that. But if you have the possibility to maintain some form of income, maybe not full-time, maybe it's part-time, but maintaining some form of income is part of that practical support. Because when you don't have that practical support, when you don't have that financial security, even if it's just a little bit each month, to cover some of the things that you have going out, then it puts a lot of pressure on you to perform. And it means that after a while, you start to shape your therapy, shape the way that you present yourself in a way that's saying, I need you to choose me because I need your money. And that's a very different energy. It's a different frequency. And of course, we all need to feel confident asking for money for our resources. That's what we're doing here. But when there's a need and a necessity, then it means that we feel this pressure to maybe push people to book another session, to get frustrated when people don't call us back or follow up on an inquiry, and it brings a different energy to your work. And so having this regular income, even if it's something just like a weekend part-time job, you might help out in a local shop or do some classes online for something. You're doing something that takes you out of the therapy situation. And of course you can leave this later. If things are going really well, if you're finding there's more consistency in clients coming in and coming back, then of course you can leave this part-time job. It helps to take away an element of worry that new healers often have. I've got friends who earn a very good living from healing full-time. They have regular clients. I have one friend who works part-time in the gym as well. I have another friend who feels very supported by her husband who earns money. But I have a couple of friends who, when they started their therapy, then they decided to go all in. And they were so passionate. It's not that they weren't good at what they were doing. They had fantastic skills and so much enthusiasm and energy about what they were doing. And they were great at marketing, much more than I'm doing, really putting themselves out there and really wanting to be of service. But the thing that caused them to eventually give up was that difficulty in accepting inconsistency at the beginning, that inconsistent income. Because until we get known, until we build confidence as well, then it takes time to have those regular clients, to have those regular inquiries from people wanting to work with you, wanting to pay for your resources. And so it gets to a point where if you're used to being very independent financially and you've been relying on your partner while you set up your business, then it can get to a point where that becomes friction. Maybe not with the partner. It's often a personal thing that we're so used to being independent and having this instability economically is difficult. It's too difficult. Having those conversations with your partner. And of course, if you're starting something new, then you will be having these conversations, but talking about the difficult stuff, the financial side, that, look, maybe for the first 6 months, for the first year, I'm really going to be relying on you. And I need you to help me feel like this isn't a burden for you, because I really want to make this work. And I know that people need what I have to offer, that my service is something that's really going to be a benefit to this world. Make a budget so you can see how much you're going to need, how much support you'll require. These are the practical things. But of course, there are many things we can be doing on an energetic level as well. And we've talked about many of these. I'll link one of the videos at the end of this video where we talked a lot about connecting with our intuition. The reason why I'm making this video is because just the other day I had this feeling of, what if it doesn't work? What if this project that I'm putting all of my energy into, all of my heart into, what if it doesn't work? And I hadn't had that feeling before, and it felt very sunken. It felt very contracting. It felt very sad. And I hadn't had it before, so I wasn't expecting it. And so I just put my hand on my heart and the other hand on my belly. I just breathed into that area, and I just took a few deep breaths to just come back to center, validate that feeling of doubt that was really there. And in that moment I heard the voice, or I sensed the voice, but what if it does? What if what you're doing does work out? What if you do reach those people that really need your services, that really connect with your work, and that are attuned to your healing, to your frequency, in such a way that they can't wait to come back? That's what we have to keep coming back to. We have to keep coming back to our meditations, keep coming back to our connection with the earth, grounding, feet on the floor, roots from the soles of the feet, coming out of the mind, because our mind can feel very overwhelming. One day it's enthusiastic and bright and has got all of these ideas about what we can do, and wouldn't it be great if we did this thing? And the next day it's giving you doubt and telling you that you could have done it better, or this should have been like this. The mind is completely unreliable. It's a place that produces ideas, that helps us in a practical way, but we have to come back to that wisdom that comes from the heart, that comes from the body, that when we connect with in meditation will give us the next little step to take, that will help us to feel like we're on the right path, to remind us that yes, we are doing the right things. And that voice might tell you you're doing too much, because this is another practical thing that you could consider. If you're trying to spread yourself too thinly, you're on TikTok, you're on Instagram, you're on Facebook, you're on YouTube, you've got your website set up. It's a lot. It requires a lot of energy to tailor your content to so many different outlets. So that's why I chose just one. I thought about which platform I really wanted to connect with people on, and I like this style of longer form content, and so I decided to just go all in on YouTube and see where it takes me. Because I have those other practical things in place, then I don't feel too much pressure. And after 6 months, I'm going to revisit my project. I'm going to refine, maybe adapt, change things. But I'm being practical about it. But at the same time, I'm connecting with my heart. I'm meditating every day. I'm recognizing the importance of that space every day to connect with my guides, to check in with the energy of my business, to think about, okay, if there's some self-doubt there, I need to let it go. I can acknowledge that that exists and work with it if I want to, but just connect with, trust that my guides, the universe, my intuition will give me the next steps. You might ask in meditation, tell me what to do next. Help me to reach my clients. Help me to reach the people that need my resources. You might ask for a sign to know that you're on the right path. And this is what I did this week. I was feeling a bit frustrated because I hadn't had any inquiries, and so I asked for the universe to give me a sign. And yesterday afternoon, when we were walking around the shopping centre, I got a message from a client. Now, I'd done a reading for her maybe a month ago, and I was thinking, yeah, she's already said that she really found a lot of benefit from the reading and she'd like to meet up, but she hadn't been in touch. So I just thought, okay, let's just leave it. And she sent me a message. I'm free on Thursday, let's meet up. And so I didn't think, I was just like, great, okay, nice, I can do that. And then afterwards I was like, that's the message. So you can ask for a message and it might not come straight away. It might not be that you feel that answer during that meditation. It might come later in the day. Remember, the universe, our guides, give us messages in a subtle way. We have to pay attention. I'm meditating more. I'm meditating in the morning just for relaxation, for letting go of the night. And I'm also meditating in the evening to just send energy, to send light to my business. So these are some of the practical things you can do, the energy building things that you can do to feel more confident, to let go of self-doubt. And above all, to remember that when you have those moments of thinking, what if it doesn't work? Remember to say to yourself, what if it does? Thank you for joining me today.